welcome to this next video. We will be explaining how to use the 2LS layout system developed by Storm for no-thumb players. So this is a great tool that resembles a lot the VLS system, however, a little bit different, and we will explain in detail how that works, okay? So it's very common to see two-handed bowlers with a down PAP of quite a bit actually. So if you see a like 5x2 down, don't think that you made a mistake. That is something that is very possible, okay? So make sure you find that measurement properly. The 2LS uses 3 different measurements. Very similar to VLS is pin to PAP. So again, pin to PAP does what? It controls track flare. Okay, so again, same types of principle there. Don't forget that these guys generally tend to be a little bit more rev dominant. Okay, so try to stay within like a 4.5 inch pin to PAP distance for like a max flare potential for these guys. Next up, the PSA to PAP will control the roll phase of the bowling ball. Okay, so the closer that this number is, the quicker the ball will get into a roll phase. If you miss that, please consult the ball motion where we talk about skid hook roll. Okay, so the closer this number is to 0, the closer it will get into a roll phase. Okay, next will be the pin to center of grip. Okay, so this is where it varies between the VLS, where this third number in VLS indicates the pin buffer, which is the pin to VAL line, whereas now we are taking into account the grip center. Okay, so this will control the differential after drilling. So basically, again, closer you are from the center of grip to the pin, the smoother the hook, the lesser the hook. The further the pin is from the grip center, the more the ball is going to hook. Next up, the fourth line. Okay, so again, 3 measurements. So when you're depicting the layout, it might be and we'll go through some examples here. You'll only see 3 numbers, but however, you will be drawing 5 lines. Okay, so the 4th line that you're going to draw is going to be our lightning arc, and that we will have a reference table that we will use for that. So we're using the asymmetrical ball to do this. We're going to be doing a 5x4x3.5 2LS layout. Okay, so first step is we're going to draw a line from our pin to our mass bias. Okay, in this example we will be using a 5x2 down PAP. Okay, so make sure you write that down. So here, I'll write it down over here. So PAP is 5x2 down. Make sure to check out the video on how to identify the bowler's PAP. So we will be using that. Okay, and the layout we are using is 5x4x3.5. We take our arc ruler. Step number 1, 5 inches. Step number 2, from the mass bias, 4 inches. Where these 2 lines intersect now becomes our PAP. Next up, the last indicator on the layout is 3.5, which on the 2LS is the distance from the pin to the grip center. So if you remember when we were doing VLS, we were going towards the VAL. However, now we are not taking care of the VAL, we're taking care of the grip center. So here we want to be 3.5 inches from grip center. So what I suggest you do is you come more down instead of being right. Okay, so draw a tangent line 3.5 inches from your pin. This basically, your grip center will be somewhere along this line. Next up, you want to reference your lightning chart, and you want to look at the horizontal coordinate on the top of the topmost row, and you will look at the left to know your vertical. So here we have a PAP of 5x2. So go through your chart, find 5x2, and you will see that it's telling you to go 5.25 inches from the PAP. So from our PAP, I will go 5.25 inches, which is right about here. And as we see, I didn't draw my line long enough here, so I'll draw it again. And we see that this is where the intersection point is. So this will be our grip center. So now that we have that, the next line, which is the 5th line that we have to draw, will be our 2 inches from the PAP. So we're going to go 2 inches up because we're doing this the opposite. Okay, so we're going to go 2 inches up above the PAP since everything is based off the grip center. So now I will draw a tangent line 2 inches from my PAP. And now the next step is just to draw our midline and center line, which is basically connecting the dots. So I will use this tangent line that I just drew from my 2 inches down. I will just go on this tangent line and through the grip center, which is already indicated by the lightning arc. So I just draw this tangent here, and if I draw a perpendicular line to this going through my PAP, you see it's at 2 inches right here. Okay, so that works. And if I measure back to my lightning line, you see at 5 inches, I now have my grip center. Okay, so that is the use of the lightning line. It makes your life a little bit easier there. So now we'll go back to my grip center, draw my center line, draw my bridge lines, and this is where my holes will go. So again, a PAP of 5 by 2 with a 5 by 4 by 3.5 2LS layout on an asymmetrical bowling ball. Make sure to watch this video again, rewind at any point if you missed something, if I went too fast. But in essence, you are drawing 5 lines on the bowling ball. First, your semicircle for your pin to PAP distance. Second, your mass bias to PAP distance. And third, your pin to grip center line. Fourth, your lightning arc from PAP to grip center. And lastly, your vertical axis coordinate from pin to PAP in order to find your midline very easily. So those are the 5 lines. Make sure to rinse and repeat, do backwards for a left-hander, and enjoy. This is a great layout technique for thumbless bowlers. Make sure to check out stormbowling.com for all the reference materials needed in the download section. Thank you.